Solo per la mia ganza ne vola. Mamma, sarà come tu non sarai più sola. Quando te voglio bene, questa parola d'amore che a te s'aspida al mio cuore, forse non so sanno più, ma la canzone mia più bella sei tu. Sei tu la vita e per la verità non te lascio mai più. Mama, I miss the days when you were near to guide me. Mama, those happy days when you were here beside me, safe in the glow of your love, sent from the heavens above. Nothing can ever replace the warmth of your tender embrace. Oh, ma la canzone mia più bella sei tu. Sei tu la vita e per la verità non te lascio mai più. Mamma, mamma, my beauty.
We'd like to welcome everyone for being here. Excuse the beard, but I'm growing it for a job I have. I don't usually look this grubby.
He's a star.
No. No, Bill Murphy's the star. Of course, Bill is my best friend, and my name's Alex Safi, and at this time, I'm not sure, Nita, how you wanted to start. Are we going to invite anybody up that wants to say a little something about Bill? If somebody feels like they'd like to say something, you're welcome to come up to the microphone and have a little something to say, and then we'll do a little bit of music. There's going to be an honor guard here at about 12, so we're going to move right along and get everything done, and we'll have a little after party that Bill would want. Okay? At this time, is there anybody that would like to come up and say something? I know it's tough to be the first one.
I'll be the first
Okay. Tammy.
I've been friends since I was 17 years old. He used to be an entertainer in the Fraser area, and he would come in He came in that very first day, and I'll remember the day I met him. He came in to JoJo's after he was done entertaining, and I met Bill that day, and my life has been so much richer because Bill has been in my life. We would fall in and out of each other's lives, but it didn't matter. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. We always found each other, and when we did, it was always wonderful. Bill took very, very good care of me. When I wasn't taking very good care of myself, he was there for me. And it was such an unconditional love and respect and affection that I've never felt, from anybody except my husband. He was always happy, and he was always inspirational. You could not be down for 2 seconds around Bill. He wouldn't let you, because it was always wonderful. Life was always wonderful. Bill always told me if I didn't call him, because I was notorious for not calling him right away, and then he would be worried, and I'd get a million voicemails, where are you, where are you? I'd call him. He'd say, I knew you'd call, because he heard it in the wind. He always heard it in the wind. So I was so saddened by the loss of my friend, but we always had this deal that we could never say goodbye. It was always, I love you, touch. So Bill, touch. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to come up and say something? We'll probably save Sean for just before I do some songs. So if you'd like to sit down and relax, if anybody else would like to come up and share an experience with Bill. I mean, I've got 1,000 of them. We don't really have enough time to talk about what Bill and I have done. But, and I'm sure the residents here enjoyed Bill being here for a couple of years. I understand he was very happy here. He loved all of you. You were a new family for him, new friends. He really enjoyed being here with you. He told me many times. So I wanted you all to remember that. And thank you all for being here. You're welcome. Come on up.
Please.
Anybody's welcome to come up here.
Yes, I live right beside Bill on 123, and he was very, very what you call a silent partner, like, and he was always worried that his radio would make too much noise for me. I couldn't, But my wife was hard of hearing, so we had ours up pretty high too. But he did not say a thing though, and so what good we had together with just being good neighbors, and he was the best neighbor anybody could ever have. I'm very proud I'd know him, okay? You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Are we going to get you up here today, or
No, it's okay.
you're gonna just chill today, huh?
Fine, yeah.
Okay. I'd like to thank Nita and her family for arranging everything and inviting us all here together. I'd like to also thank the community center here for working with us. And before you leave, make sure you take a good look at the pictures. Bill often told me about some of the war stories. He was one of those silent heroes that you don't hear about on the news. When he was in Europe as a paratrooper in Special Forces, and when he was in Cuba during one of the worst crises in Kennedy's era. So Bill's been around. Besides his karate skills and his military skills, obviously, or I think most of you have heard him sing because he sang here a few times. So he's a man of all talents. He actually trained my son and I in karate, and everybody was proud to know him and love him. Oh, we got a guitar.
This is his.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you played like your father.
No, unfortunately no, but I just wanted to have it on display.
Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to say something?
I wanted to just say one thing, and I mean, it's just.
Come on up.
I'll just come up here to see.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you can, honey. Just take your time.
Okay.
Just take your time.
I just wanted to thank Elaine Williams. I met her. We had a one-day notice. Billy was on the list for another apartment, and he had been trying to get out of a situation that wasn't comfortable for him. And so I was able to, and this is an act of God, I was able to get in touch with a place for mom. And they said there's a place that never has openings. And I don't know if that's true today, but she said Hope Senior Apartments. And I said, I want to see her today. So I went to see her, and I met her, and I just love her. I still do today. She is very positive, a very good person, and she was able to give Billy the opportunity to come here to live. And she didn't check anything, and I thought, wow, Elaine, you didn't check anything. And she was right. She didn't need to check. She trusted. And that's just something, it's commendable, and I just want to thank her more than anything. I really do. And I gave her a chance to get out of it. I said, Elaine, if there's anything that you can think of, because we've been rejected before, and I know now you've seen him, and then, you may not like him, and it may be something weird, you got a chance to get out of it. She said, oh, he's in. And I'll always remember her saying that, and I just wanted to thank her more than anything. And Billy, all the time you wanted to pay me for something. You always wanted to give me something, but I want to let you know, I have already been paid.
Thanks, Nita. I know that was very difficult, but it was nice to have you up here. We still got folks coming in. Hello. Come on in. Got lots of babies coming in. Oh, wait till you see this little entourage. Wait. Look at these babies. Hi. Look at all these cuties. Whoa. Hi, how you doing? All right. Grandma. You hear that grandma stuff? You're cute, all three of you. You want to come home with us? You do? She's saying yes. Okay. If there's anyone else. Hey.
Great to see you.
You too, buddy. Yeah, just doing a little hair thing here. Hey.
How you doing? Good, good, good. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you ready? We're getting some more family in here last minute, and
There was an accident out there on,
oh my goodness.
Oh, my, I'm glad you made it safely. I'm really glad you made it
Well,
safely.
Debbie, we just missed an accident that was by the palace,
There's a
so
reason for it.
that's what's holding everybody up.
There's a reason for it.
Bill Murphy's son, Sean, to say a few things before I do a few songs for my friend Bill. Welcome, Sean. This is the best, yeah. Because there's two mics here, and one is being recorded.
Hello. How are we today? Everyone good? Good. Oop, I'll let you. Okay. Just a few more people coming in. Hey, Wendy, how are you?
okay, I think we got everyone.
We have everyone? All right. Are we good? Okay. Okay. I'll wait till we get settled here.
As soon as I'm done, I'll give you a chair back.
That's all right. Sit down. Okay. William Winston Murphy is my father. I am Sean Hamilton. On behalf of the Murphy family and myself, thank you for being here with us to celebrate the life of Bill. You may have known him as Willie the Weep, Uncle Spice, my best friend, my soulmate, simply as Touch, Billy Boy, brother friend, Uncle Billy, Uncle Bill, Sensei, and Dad. William Winston Murphy came to us March 28, 1936, born to attorney James Windle and Mrs. Billy Murphy. The second oldest of 5 children, he grew up here in the Detroit area and was an above-average student. Who knew? Spending summers with family and friends at the Murphy Lake Cottage in Brighton, Michigan, and also the summer home of his mother's parents, the Dodgetts, in Woodland Park, Michigan. Billy enlisted in the United States Army at the age of 23 and served proudly in the elite operations as a Green Beret Special Forces and a jungle expert in Baumholder, Germany, and supported an orphanage while there. Most early photos of Billy always included a full and authentic cowboy outfit. I guess that's my love of cowboys too now. Martial arts became a fascination as a young teen, and later a profession, which became a lifelong passion and earned him a 7th degree black belt in karate. He was a martial arts master who taught for years at Mr. K's dojo, teaching men and women the art of Kenpo karate, and he truly loved it. We talked, and we talked a lot. Living separately for most of my youth, we first reconnected when I was 18. From that reunion, we were best friends right from the start. For the next 27 years, the phone was our connection. We talked every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, raking up thousands of hours. And of course, with the invention of the cell phone, we even talked more. And I will especially miss our late night conversations when he would co-pilot me home on my 2 to 3 hour drive home from one of my long sales trips. I'm so grateful as well for the times which we were able to physically spend together. Excuse me.
Take your time. We're listening.
I want to give thanks to Alexander Graham Bell, Granville T. Woods, and Thomas Edison. Bell invented the telephone, and Granville T. Woods, who made it possible to communicate from a moving vehicle, perfect. I wonder how he knew. Without it, my father and I would not have had the relationship with which we had. Thomas Edison's invention of the phonograph, which over many years evolved into the CD, and in case any of you didn't know, Billy knew a little bit about music. In fact, most of his life was playing guitar. He and his brother Jim were naturals. They mastered guitar and never took lessons. Playing drums, conga drums, bongos, and singing, entertaining many times with his best friend and actor, Alex Safi, for hundreds of thousands over his lifetime. For a man who could not read music, Billy knew a little over 3,000 songs and could play his guitar and sing them as well as, or better than, the original artist. His favorite charity, the Indian Children of Minnesota, for whom he donated religiously to for their school and their education, was very close to his heart. The painful neuropathy, which is a slow deterioration of the nervous system causing immense pain in his hands and feet. Billy never complained nor showed any distress as his body became weaker. I can't imagine the pain he lived through some days. He also showed incredible courage with his cancer, which we only learned of in late December 2011. I would call him every day and ask how he was, and he would always say, "I feel great." Into this February, even after a full day of poking, radiation, and chemo treatments, he still looked forward to getting back here to Hope Senior. A great cook, he promised to make crab cakes, pork and beans, and cheesy potatoes. After Billy went home to be with the Lord, I was telling my family back in Ohio about him and how he was a 7th degree black belt, a Green Beret, expert with a throwing knife, and an expert with a bullwhip. And my cousin said, "Wow, your dad was quite a character." And I thought for a moment and rebutted, "No, my father had a lot of character." Billy always smiled. He was really big on giving and sharing. He loved everyone, no matter what or who you were. He could get along and converse with anyone from the factory worker to the factory owner. He respected everyone as equals. Billy had many, many friends whom he'd speak with often. And he would also talk to us, as he put it, on the wind. He would say your name or say something to us on the wind, and we would just call him for no reason. He loved his family very much. The 5 siblings would get together often to play music and sing. And of course, there was always food around. I am told that at dinner one night, when blessings were being said, his grandniece Ella, I'm told at dinner one night when blessings were being said, his grandniece Ella said, "Oh, Grandma, I have something I'd like to say. Dear God, please make Billy well. Please make Uncle Billy well. Because if you don't, he will not be in our family. Ella, I can assure you, honey, even though Uncle Billy is gone from us, we are still a family, and he will always live in our hearts." The name William means defender of all, and that he certainly did. I'd like to close with the words of a song my father was very fond of. My friend is the king of all kings, and yet my friend walks beside me. My friend rules the earth and the sun, and yet my friend stops to guide me. My friend takes my hand just when all appears in vain, and makes it plain through joy and pain, he'll remain my friend. My friend tells me life is a road, and though it ends at the bending, my friend tells me then there's a road beyond this road that is unending. Someday when I walk up that happy road that lies around the bend, who will be there to welcome me, my friend? Who will be there to welcome me, my friend? Thank you.
Well, getting in front of an audience really stays in the family, doesn't it?
I'm the shy one.
Yeah. That was beautiful. And I remember him singing that. You emailed him singing, Bill singing Friend. And anybody that watches that will remember how he used to perform, and it's a beautiful thing. At this time, I'm going to do a couple of special songs for Bill. I could have said quite a few things about my buddy Bill, but I'm not going to. I'm going to sing them because Bill and I communicated to people and to ourselves through music and lyrics. And sometimes it says more than what we could ever say in words. Let me lower this a little bit here. For years, I don't know why, he wanted me to play this for his funeral. He always said, I want you to play Somewhere in Time. I don't know if anybody saw the movie. It was shot up in Mackinac at the Grand Hotel. And it sounds so much better with a 50-piece orchestra, so excuse me, I'm going to do it on this little piano. But he just loved the song. And it doesn't do justice here, but I hope he enjoys it, because this is something he made me promise that I would play for his funeral. Thank you. Could you read this chicken scratch here? I found it in the computer yesterday. I met Bill in August of '74. My favorite uncle, who was an executive chef at many of the restaurants around the area, introduced me to him, because as a chef at a nightclub and as an entertainer in a nightclub, we used to all go to some of the same places for breakfast at night. And he says, you got to meet this guy. My uncle was my favorite. He had a lot of the same interests, music and partying and having a good time. And so he says, you got to come and meet this guitarist and singer that I know. I said, okay, sure. I was always up for everything. So I went to this rib joint, Louis' Rib House, I think, on Groesbeck. And Bill was playing after hours. He was playing guitar and singing. So I went in, I saw him. I said, good voice, good singing, good food. I used to eat a lot. I was skinnier, but I used to eat a lot, and I would never gain any weight. Yeah, figure that out. And Bill will tell you the story, right? He told you the story about I walked in, and I ordered a full slab of ribs, and with all the trimmings, right? I ate the whole thing. And when he get off on the set, I says, hey, you want to have breakfast with me? I said, sure. I ordered steak and eggs, and I ate another breakfast with him. And we were there till 4 in the morning. But anyway, we hit it off right out the gate. And comes that we find out from each other that we had different voices and different styles, but we sang a lot of the same songs. We entertained a lot of the same people. And I played all the supper clubs around the east side. He played all the supper clubs around the east side. So a lot of people knew us both, but we didn't know each other till then. And that was it. The next night, I brought my conga drums in, and we started hanging out together, and we became best friends. Well, at the time, I had a best friend when I was living in Detroit. And a month later, a month after I met Bill, my friend died. And I hired Bill. I paid him to come and sing at the funeral. And he sang this song, and I never sang this song, ever. I just got it out of the computer yesterday, so my eyes are bad, the chicken scratch is bad, but he was hired to do this for my friend, and he became my best friend in his place. And so now, I guess for years and years, I regretted that I would maybe have to sing this song one day, and I never really wanted to. But somebody's got to do it. So I hope I can read through the scratch, and I hope I can express my feelings for Bill in this song. Long, with many a winding turn that leads us to who knows where, who knows where. But I'm strong enough to carry him. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. So on we go. His welfare is my concern. No burden is he to bear. We'll get there. For I know he would not encumber me. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. If I'm laden at all, then I'm laden with sadness that everyone's heart isn't filled with the gladness of love for one another. So on we go. There's a road from which there is no return, and while we're on our way to there, why not share? And the load doesn't weigh me down at all. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. He ain't heavy, he's my brother.
He's my brother. Thank you. That last little thing was a Bill Murphy trick that I learned. Kind of tagging like a line on the end, you know. I learned a couple things from him. He copied a few of my techniques, but I copied a few of his techniques. Like I said, and my favorite uncle, I had to give a eulogy at his funeral. It was the only funeral I ever gave a eulogy at. And I didn't plan on doing one today, so I'm glad that I have the music in place of it. This song just kind of hit me. Nita, you know this song. The one that I wrote called I'm Only Singing the Songs.
Oh, God, yes.
It hit me that I wrote this song about myself as a lounge singer. And then it suddenly occurred to me as I was listening to the words, you know, sometimes you write a song, you don't really listen to the words you write. And it's about a lounge singer, not just me, but Bill and anybody else who really did this work. And I think if you listen to the words, it's not only about what we do, there's a kind of a hidden message in there about don't think about us or what we're singing about, what our problems are. Just take what you need and leave me the rest, because we're only singing the songs. And this is a song I wrote, and I hope that this is a final eulogy that I'd like to give to my best friend, Bill Murphy. And as Bill said, lower the key if you don't think you can hit the note. He's talking to me right now. He's telling me, be careful. Okay. There they sit together, maybe 25 years or more. I'll sing Stardust or Misty as time goes by. Just let me know. Someone else is sitting, staring down into his drink. Maybe happy or sad, he could have just been had. Who knows? A doctor, a teacher, a farmer, a businessman who wants to get rich, a woman looking for love to love. I'd love to love her a bit. You may think I'm happy, you may think I'm sad, but don't think about me too long. Just take what you need and leave me the rest. I'm only singing the song. Another night has ended. Maybe soon we'll all be home. The tips are in and the drinks are thin. Let's go. So go to your farms and mansions, go to your houses and homes. I hope I made you happy. Remember what I have told. You may think I'm happy, you may think I'm sad, but don't think about me too long. Just take what you need and leave me the rest. We're only singing the song. You may think he was happy, you may think he was sad, but don't think about Bill too long. Just take what you need and leave him the rest. He was only singing the songs. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ricky. I'm Bill's nephew, and Uncle Billy to me was the closest thing to a movie star that anybody could imagine. And a lot of people don't know, but we had a cottage in Brighton, Michigan, that when you went there, time actually stood still. And when he bent the corner in his El Dorado, it was amazing because you knew something was about to happen. You knew it was about to happen. You could be laying in a hammock, swimming in the lake, anything, but when you saw that car bend the corner, you knew he was going to pull out a bullwhip. He was going to have something dangerous come out of the trunk, and when it came out, he draw that arrow back, and you know, anybody could have been around. The arrow was going to make its mark, period. And one time in one of the earliest times I can remember, he brought a bullwhip out of the trunk and he said, "Here, hold this cigarette. And I'm going to crack the bullwhip and it's going to make the noise and the cigarette is going to pop out of your hand." And so I'm young, I had his cigarette, and he said, "Well, no, we're just going to put it on the end of the well that we had up there." There was a well that my great-grandfather had built around a stump in a tree. It wasn't a real well, but when he showed up, it was amazing. And when I was younger, I wanted to learn how to do karate, and me and my cousin went to watch him do karate, and he hit me one time, and I knew karate just wasn't this wasn't going to be my thing. My cousin stayed with it, but a little soft, but he was amazing. And I remember going to see him at Joanne's sing on 8 Mile, and the place is no longer open, but the memory of him that's what's bringing us to the sad part, because we miss him. But you talk about a great, great person. He had a smile that could melt ice, and he was always kind. He'd always show love, and I miss my uncle dearly. But the times we had, nobody could take him away. Nobody. A trunk of magic is what he had in that El Dorado. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I had to say that, but he didn't want the sad part. He really didn't. He didn't want the sad part, and when you remember him, you remember the good stuff. So.
They're here now?
Yeah, that one with traffic accident. They're still, so they're born on leap year.
The honor guard is almost ready. We were waiting for one more service member to show up. Is there anyone that we still have a chance to say something? And after, if someone wants to come up, we could say, "Would you like to come up and say something?" Come on. Because we have a few minutes. Just watch the wires, and I'll get this down to your level here.
Hi, I'm Billy's sister-in-law, James's wife. I just wanted to say that he touched a lot of people's lives that he didn't even really realize. My mother, they sent his video over her internet, him singing, and every morning she would get up and dance and exercise to this video. So one day she lost it on her internet. And she had a fit, and I couldn't get it back on the internet. So I had to ask James to send it to her again. And I think he sent it about 3 times till finally we just, you know, how you save it to the front screen, desktop. So she still exercises and dances to this video. She's 89 years old. She'll be 90 this year. And she just loved it. She didn't know him personally, but she just loved it. So I just had to say that because he doesn't know how many lives he touched that, you know.
Thank you.
Tell me.
My dearest Stella, I've given your Grandma Summers permission to write on my behalf. Thank you for praying to me about healing your Uncle Billy. Children's prayers are always heard first. The parts I needed to fix Uncle Billy were not of this world, so I had to bring him back here with me where he was first created. Your prayers have been answered. He is well. After a safe arrival, he saw many family and friends waiting to greet him. His first question for me was, "Did you hear all those many prayers?" "Yes, as each and every one of them." "How are all those who are missing me?" "Sad that you're gone, but very happy you're here." Uncle Billy smiled, bowing his head, and assured him they're all keeping in touch. Now listen carefully as I will be speaking to you through the words of those whom love you, and also through many blessings. You know how to reach me. It's always the same. Call on me often. In my Son Jesus' name.
You did a wonderful job. I'm so proud of you. Uncle Billy hears us, and he's so proud of you. You did a good job. My brother Jim and I have served entertainment in the area, and we get a good audience, and just the two of us many times have gotten together before all 5 of us did. Along came Bill, who's not the type at all. You see him on the street and never notice him. A manly grace, a homey face. He's not the type that you would find in a statue. I can't explain, it's really not his brain that makes me thrill. I love him because he's wonderful and 'cause he's just my Bill. I can't explain, it's really not his brain that makes me thrill. I love him because I don't know, because he's just my Bill.
And you said you didn't think you could do it, huh? So we had a little bit of that Murphy sound today. The guitar and the singing, didn't it kind of remind you of what Bill did for us all the time?
Oh, yeah.
We know where it came from. It came from the family. You always played together and sang together. We're still about 5 to 10 minutes out for the presentation of the flag. Oh, I think they're all here now. Let me clear this out. We'll be with you in just a second.
My friend is the king of all kings, and yet my friend walks beside me. My friend rules the earth and the sun, and yet my friend stops to guide me. My friend takes my hand just when all appears in vain, and makes me pray through joy and pain. He will remain my friend. My friend tells me life is a road, and though it ends, I know that's the thing. My friend tells me then there's a road beyond this road that's unending. Someday, when I walk up that happy road that lies around the bend, will there be to welcome me, my friend? My friend tells me life is a road, and though it ends, my friend tells me then there's a road beyond this road that's unending. Someday, when I walk up that happy road that lies around the bend, will there be to welcome me, my friend? Will there be to welcome me,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I can't remember when you weren't there, when I didn't care for anyone but you. I swear we've been through everything there is. Can't imagine anything we've missed. Can't imagine anything the two of us can't do. Through the years, you've never let me down. You've turned my life around. The sweetest days I've found with you. Through the years, I've never been afraid. I've loved the life we've made, and I'm so glad I stayed right here with you through the years. I can't remember what I used to do, who I trusted, who I listened to before. I swear you've taught me everything I know. Can't imagine needing someone so. But through the years it seems to me I need you more and more. Through the years, through all the good and bad, I know how much we had. I've always been so glad to be with you. Through the years, it's better every day. You've kissed my tears away. As long as it's okay, I'll stay with you through the years. Through the years when everything went wrong, together we were strong. I know that I belong right here with you. Through the years, I never had a doubt we'd always work things out. I've learned what life's about by loving you through the
Sir, this flag is presented to you on behalf of the President of the United States, a grateful nation, and the United States Army, as an expression of appreciation for your loved one's honorable and faithful service. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.